Good morning, everyone. So today we're about to go on a big 11-hour trip up to Detroit and back. It's only 11 hours because we can't go over 55. I mean 60 more or less. But it's time to get our slick top ready and to get it back up on the road. We need a motor for it. If you guys recall from previous videos, we removed it for our drift car, and now we've just had our shell sitting out here. So we found a motor, good motor, phase 2, so good things to come from it. It's got about 170k, but this is perfect because now we get to continue our route to getting a car good to drive anywhere in the US this summer. I'd love to go out to like South Dakota, Colorado, Utah, everywhere. I mean, and I don't like being limited to E85 and all the extra problems that may come with being boosted and whatnot. Or maybe we won't take you guys with us because we just edited today's video and files are not in the right format. So frustrating. So needless to say, we're on to a new SIM card. We ain't got a, not SIM card, SD card, almost same thing. But everything went fine yesterday. We got back super late, and I woke up today, was going to come out here pull this out, but I fell back asleep. I'm beat from this. Just a long drive, but here we've got our new motor. Obviously leaked a little coolant. It happens every time. I've got wiring harness in a bag, an oil change, oil filter. Got all the coil packs here. Cool thing is phase 2 motor, 10Y. This came from a 96 car. Had to have because I've never seen a TPS plug like that, but it's not like we can't convert this over. And I thought it was a true 96. I haven't seen the cam gears to know for sure, but I did see that there is VTC on the rear of the motor. Well, at least I thought. I don't know, I seen it earlier. We'll just go ahead and pull this all out and make sure, because that would suck if we really did have a 96 block and heads. So yesterday we went ahead and unloaded our new VG. So I have pulled like the heater core hoses off, the EGR balance tube, the EGR and AIV brackets here on the side, and I also have removed this timing cover. See, when I originally bought this, it's from a 96 car. When I seen the photo of the car from the back, I seen these little plugs. I was under the impression that when they deleted the VTC, they didn't, I thought they made a whole new head casting where they just phased out where the VTC even mounts. But apparently they just cap it. Like they have a little block off that they install in its place. So I got this verified information by removing the timing cover. Here we have non-VTC timing gears. So yes, we do have a 96 motor. The other thing was this here double plug TPS. It had an EGR temp sensor on it. We got this here new style coolant temp sensor. So everything is pointing to be a non-VTC. Let's just get her all stripped down and get to where we can start putting in some work on this thing and kind of gauging to see what the condition of it is for being 170,000. Hour or two later, and we've got about everything stripped off. All the coolant, the spark plug, tube seals, covers, guides, and all that. All the coolant's drained out, oil's drained out. Now, save the kind of best part, or say most surprising part for you guys. Let's check to see what the internals look like. Not horrible. I mean, it's definitely got some miles on it, but not too shabby. go ahead. And this is what the non-VTC looks like. It's literally just a plate. It's pretty strange. The side looks pretty good as well. Just a little oil stain. Again, it is almost 30 years old. This is on there really tight. That looks good as well. Smells a little bit like fuel. Probably just from age. So check this out. In the midst of taking this off, what I just figured out. Never have I ever had this happen. I've had over 15 engines that I have serviced or taken apart, at least to try to do something with this. Check this out. This thing is literally like you can slide it off. That is crazy. Now we've got it mostly torn down. I've got the oil pump cleaned up. I still can't get over how easy that crank gear came off. So now the next step, obviously cam seals and whatnot. Still got to pull these coolant bypasses off. Need to get some more brake cleaner. Probably another wire brush. I'll get to cleaning all this off. Definitely has bad cam seals with all of that gunk. So, like I said, we'll get to the pan tomorrow. We've got our VTC blocks out. Yeah, so far everything's still going great. I'm very pleased with the condition of this, and I think this is going to do us pretty well on our trip to South Dakota. So these have already been pretty clean set of valve covers compared to a lot of ones that I've seen. These, actually both the intakes are not clean, but this one I did clean up. Looks a little bit better. I mean, it's not anything super crazy, but I'm definitely pretty happy with it. So we're going to go ahead and wire brush and do both of these. This one's actually cleaned on the bottom side as well, so it's pretty much ready to go. All of our parts just came in today. It is like a week later since I've been recording the rest of this, but we've got the whole 9 up here. We've still got a timing kit back here that's brand new. On this engine just has idle time, so we'll be taking the belt and the tensioner from that and be using it on this. But now I did just make a discovery. I don't think the cams on 96 are any different from the others, because as you can see there's still a hole in it. And I looked on another set of cams I have, it's the exact same as a set of VTC cams, so I don't have to switch these out, and I am stoked. So that saves me like an hour or two of time. I know it doesn't really take an hour or two, but just being tedious and making sure I don't get it contaminated or dirty or anything inside the oil when I'm trying to keep everything lubricated is a bit of a task right now. I need to sweep. I've been doing a lot of cleaning of this valve covers and stuff, so there's a lot of particulate in the air. We did pull all of our cam seals out as well, so we're going to go ahead, seal our VTCs up, valve covers, throw our half moons in here, and get the top end all situated. See, maybe we can clean up some mounts, get our exhaust manifolds up here, our still-ins, see if we can do something about them, see if we can make them work. Currently the EGR is stuck on there, and I'm not running the EGR, so I'm sorry I didn't record too much yesterday, but we got all of our valve covers sealed up. We did drop off the pan here. I've got the oil pump separated. I've got a new gasket I'm going to put on, but I'm pulling this off because I installed the crank seal a little crooked, and I don't have another one, so I'm going to take this off so I can still reuse the crank seal. But since I have to do this, that means I've got to get back here to this motor so I can pull the oil pump, like the pickup tube O-ring, so I can replace in this. Oh no. Maybe not. I just remembered something. I think this one has a gasket. Crap. Oh, looks like I need to get to ordering. Nothing like a nice clean surface for gasket. So we just took a wire wheel to it, cleaned it all up. We got the crank and everything closed up so we don't get any debris in there. We're gonna clean all these shavings off. Probably brush some of this down here on the front. Actually, I'm probably just gonna do the same thing here while I'm here. Now we've got that all nice and cleaned up, ready for the new gasket. And we've also got all this ready, and the rear main seal retainer plate is all ready to go. It's pretty much all I'm going to do now. Get this oil pump cleaned up, get the bottom side all clean, so that way as soon as I throw it on here, it's ready to go. I can put the oil pan on even though I still have to clean it. Got our pan all cleaned up. We've got a little ding here from where the oil pickup is at. Can't remember if I showed. This is the late style oil pickup. It's got a gasket. On this is the early style. It's got an O-ring. Most kits nowadays don't include the O-ring because they've went to the gasket since then. So it's kind of like annoying. You got to source it extra in your gasket kit and whatnot. But we've got all of this ready to go. It's been cleaned up previously. We did get our new paper gasket here. Pretty much what we're going to do, wipe all this down with some brake cleaner and a rag like usual. Get them all nice, clean. Make sure there's no oil on it. Got silicone our pan. Slap her on. Obviously can't forget your two oil pan seals right back here. And then once that's done, we can flip this thing over and we can really get to making it look nice, clean, presentable, and pulling it together to make it look like an engine. Because even the freeze plugs here, they look phenomenal. This came out really good. All of the waterways are very clean. So I'm very pleased. Let's keep it all clean. What's up, guys? So it's the next day. Sorry for the past couple clips. It's really just been sporadic over the past couple of days. We've had really rainy, bad weather here because it's spring, obviously. We just had like tornadoes come through and tear up a bunch of stuff around here. So we officially, oh my gosh, of course. Alright, so officially we can get to work here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull our motor out of the drift car so that way we can get it ready to drop our NA engine up here, which today we're going to put some exhaust manifolds, the engine mounts, brackets, all the accessory belts. We'll get the timing kits, all the gears on them. Pretty much we'll get all of this dressed up, all of this cleaned, so that way we can get it all resealed and get everything good to go. A lot of it, like we clean the most part. I'm not going to clean down here and all this. Seems a little bit overkill for something that's literally never going to be seen. If I had the plenum, like upper or lower plenum off, it'd be a totally different story. Be way easier to get to and mess with. So I'm going to get these couple things done, and kind of in the process we'll start getting all of this taken out. So then we can also get started on our next video, which will be getting our drift car running, driving, ready. The only thing I need to do in the meantime is find out the correct sizes that I can use to block these off. Also, for the other side, to where we can delete the PCV system and run a catch can. It's going to be a drift car. We need that catch can. I still need to tighten down or torque my exhaust cam gears. I already got my intakes done. Right now I'm waiting on the timing to set. I'm waiting the 5 minutes in between so I can check, make sure this tensions correctly and that it takes up all the slack. So I cranked it over 2 times and now we're here. So we're about to do the spark plugs. I just loosened them up. I haven't checked them yet. So I guess we'll, not horrible. A little bit of oil or fuel, I would presume, from install. I oil my threads before I install my plugs. Double iridium Bosch. Well, they definitely did not have the correct plugs. It is now nightfall, and we have made it about this far. All timing covers, crank, pulley on. I'm gonna pull it off to check the plate because it appears on new style there are 2 exact same straight plates instead of the one that has the taper on the side, because you can see right there the cover actually goes along the oil pump, unlike the early style. So I want to make sure that that's right before. I remember taking it off and there was 2 flat ones, but last thing I want is to have a belt shred when I'm, what, 500 miles from home. How far is it? You don't remember? Yeah, just gotta get the motor mounts. I need to get my engine mount bracket for the passenger side still. Need to get a good candidate to clean up. I've got a power steering bracket that is soaking in some, ether? I don't know, some parts cleaner. I got a little container of, so that one should be fairly easy to clean, and then most of that will come together. Pump's still in the car, so that's a little simple. I'm going to change the O2s before we throw it in, just so don't have to worry about it. Well, I'd say it's about time for I'd say it's about time for an update for you guys. Just been plugging away. It's the next day. Just got our pipes sealed up here on the front, our new coolant temp sensor. We just got our alternator, power steering brackets on. We also got each of them all cleaned up, painted. We redid our water pump pulley, so we're just trying to make it look a little presentable. I may hit it down here with some in this bracket. It's really, it's not that big of a deal. No one's ever going to see it. It's literally at the bottom of the car. Other than that, motor's coming along really nice. It's looking pretty good. I like where all the zinc and stuff stands out where I've got it so far. Really can't wait till I get a plating kit and we can go all out with this. I need to do the rear main seal to drop it off the stand. I need to find the rest of the PCV hose and stuff that I'm going to use here, because I really don't want to use the red. I thought I had black somewhere, and I'd much rather do that. Went ahead and did the coolant bypass or delete. We got them all capped off and clamped. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it so far. We're officially down to the bottom side. Dang it. I am the best at losing these balance tube O-rings. I would love to know where it went, and I hope I get to be able to reuse it. Gosh. But anyways, we've got all of this undone. I think everything up here is good to go. The only thing we haven't done is the engine mount nuts. Just got our test pipes off. It's honestly kind of disgusting to see what happens to all this stuff over the course of one winter. I mean, I didn't even drive the car that much, like once or twice on rainy or snowy, salty days, but I don't know. It's pretty shameful, but we're going to go ahead, pull the drive shaft, unhook the shifter. What else is there? The transmission wiring, and I think we're gonna take the transmission out, get it put to the side, and see if we can get this car up in here and pull this engine today. Chilling right here. Everything else is done. Literally all we need to do is the engine mount nuts, pull the engine out. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Reason being, nightfall's about to come. I don't want to take this out and push it in the barn and then have to push it out just to push it back in tomorrow or the day after, depending on the weather, to put the motor in. I'd rather just do it all in one go. It's kind of a process to get it in here. I'm sure you guys have seen it in the past couple videos before, but it's just not fun. So we're going to just close up, get everything shut down, get it back on the ground, and we'll get started tomorrow. I also forgot to mention, not how well you can see it, from about right here all the way up to here, I've got a slit in my hand from picking up the transmission on this, the dust shield or cover, and I sliced my hand. Still doesn't feel good. I'm lucky it's stuck together right now, or it would really be hurting from all the air getting to it. But yeah, my luck. Good morning, everyone. Today, woke up to the same beautiful weather as we went to sleep with last night. It's 70 degrees, super hot, pretty humid. Not super hot, but you know what I'm saying, at least from what we've been used to. Now, it's officially time to get this the rest of the way in. I did not take the engine mount nuts off yesterday. I totally spaced it. So we will be doing that today. I just seen I have an injector connection hanging out, so that's no good. But let's get this the rest of the way in here and tear this heart out. We're officially getting overcrowded again, but engine's out. We're probably just gonna go through and clean up a few things, nothing too crazy. I mean, engine's just going to be coming back out of this, so I may not even do anything here. Power steering got it pretty crusty. I was going to power wash this car, but I don't believe I did. I may have power washed the actual twin turbo shell, and I did power wash the gray shell, but I don't think I ever did this. I talked myself out of it because I was like, well, if it's just going to be getting beat on, slid into walls and stuff, why wash it? But anyways, so far everything's went pretty good. We haven't broken anything or had any mishaps. Still got our power steering connected down here. But other than that, we are really running out of room at this point. We got 3 engines back here, 3 right here, 4 back here, another one over here, another one back. It's just, dang, I ain't got no room in my shop anymore. Like, I really can't pull the car in now. I mean, this is about halfway in, and I need to sell some stuff. It's just so hard to sell stuff when you use stuff all the time, so you want to keep it because you know you'll need it. It's a vicious cycle. But we're going to get this down here off the stand. Going to change our rear main out. We're going to install our dust shield, flywheel, clutch, and then it's time to drop it in the car. If I remember correctly, there's like one thing I wanted to do before I put it in the car, and I think that may have been just to put some bolts here in the exhaust, so that way, in case they aren't very easily persuaded in there, that at least we wouldn't have to do it while it's in the car, have to pull our hair out at the same time. And if you hear that on another day in tornado area, I don't know, the rain's starting to come, but thunder's starting, means you know there's lightning nearby. And this is where my stress begins before, as you see all the trees and whatnot, especially that big dead one up right there, makes me nervous. I watched this tree fall, a tree back there. I watched a tree that was here fall. Stressful. We're almost out of them to fall in my area. There's a tree back here leaning on another tree. I'm afraid that's gonna fall. This is kind of the only thing, I mean, other than the drift car, that's in the line of fire, so let's hope and pray. Well, literally 10 seconds later, we're getting nailed. I don't really know what to do here. I guess it's all just gonna come in. There's not much I can do to keep it out. This sucks. PCV's all hooked up. O2's routed. Plate on, remain seal changed. Now time for the flywheel. And there's our clutch and flywheel. Or flywheel and clutch, whatever. I think everything's all good to go now. I think we're just gonna pivot it around, get it where we can get a straight shot in there and see about dropping it in. I think this is all I'm gonna get done today. The weather is totally bipolar, as you can kind of see, because you can't even see outside. It's super bright and sunny. I've done this a million times. I don't know why this feels so good. Maybe just because we're getting the car all together, ready to go. You see the power steering pump just chilling out. We'll have to undo the tensioner and get that in there right. That means we can fold this back up. And yeah, I think we're gonna plug all the top end stuff here, heater core hoses, all that stuff, just so pretty much all I have to do is the stuff underneath the car the next day that we have a chance. And with that being said, I really just want to get everything up here good to go so we can close the car up, keep it sealed, and keep the water out for here when it rains, mainly just for the sake of so everything that we did just doesn't immediately corrode. What's up, guys? So we've officially got started today already. Got out here, we just went and greased up our input shaft for the transmission. We also have got the fork oiled up or greased up. What I'm gonna do now is see if I can find a boot here. If I can't, it's not the end of the world, but we're gonna go ahead and throw the transmission in the car. Can we just take a second to appreciate how nice this looks from the bottom? It's just clean, shiny, new looking. Just can't beat it. We're officially down to just having the exhaust left to do on the bottom side, which is kind of a big deal. Not really, it doesn't take long to get everything done down there, but when you're sitting there and you're holding your head up like this for like 15 minutes at a time, it doesn't feel so good. Take our oil and get it ready, just so that way we do not forget by any means. Do need to tighten that nut as well. Even though the headers are a little rusty, I definitely enjoy the look in here. They're super clean compared to factory manifolds, and just the amount of space that they take up is a lot less. So I lied. We end up haven't touched a thing here, but we've got all of the exhaust system in, everything on the bottom side. So now, with that being said, check out how nice that looks. I can't get over it, but nonetheless, the cruddy part is done, and now it is time to tie her up. So let's get to it. Well, we have made some progress. We got everything together. I'm kind of in a hurry because I gotta go eat. However, I'm gonna throw 5 gallons of gas in here. Crap, man. I'm not even gonna get to try to start this thing tonight. It's so irritating. I just want this video done. I can't start the car yet. I've got to put the gas in it. It's still got E in it. It's gonna be running on pump gas. And I just realized the other thing that I need to do to get it to run is to put this ECU in it. So, it's starting to look like I'm a dummy, and we're not gonna get this started like when I wanted to. But we do have about everything in our favor, so that way we can start, and we will get a first start tomorrow, I promise. But on top of that, we're going to, I think, meet someone tomorrow. Pretty, to me at least, is a big YouTuber. But we got some Z parts to go drop off for him, so I can't wait to go do all that and start out our next vid. But, again, sorry for the wait, the delay. We'll get our start first thing in the morning. I just put 10 gallons in, or at least roughly. We have plugged our ECU in. I will say there's one thing here that has me, I don't want to say worried, but has me partially concerned. And at least it's just concern for the startup. Wow, hair look crazy. We don't have an eyelet here. It was smashed under 2 connections on the last one, so this is just something that I did for the time being. It's definitely not permanent. I just want to see if it'll start, what it sounds like when it starts, and kind of go from there. Just make sure everything's all good. Timing hasn't been set, so hasn't even I don't have my coil or spark plug wire on there to be able to read it. However, we just want to see if it's going to start. Oh, that's good. Capped off, so just a major vacuum leak. Anyways, other than that, it sounds pretty good. I mean, obviously still need to set timing. It's gonna be a little wonky right now, so I'm happy. We just went and ran to the store. We grabbed another eyelet for up here, our accessory cord or wire that we have all rigged up. Found some 6 gauge. Pretty sure that's correct. Got some coolant. Can't remember if I just said that. And we're gonna bleed the system. We got our timing light all rigged up, set to the battery, and our crank angle sensor is loose. Gonna let the car warm up. We're gonna set timing, set it back to 15 degrees. Not sure quite where it is now from taking it off. It could be anywhere. Well, now she's set to 15 degrees. It says about 160 on the thermostat for my gauge. 160. Temp gauge is in the middle. I mean, we've got a little bit more temperature to go, but it's not too big of a deal right now. I believe that the ECU knows the car is warm enough after 100 or so degrees, but I think 160 is safe to say that we're up to temp. If not, I mean, we're still going to burp the coolant, so we have all the time in the world to check. It's toasty in here, having this heat on the whole time. So now we're going to try to move the car. Say try, just because I don't have much room around here. Just ran over a brick, dang it. I hate myself. Check think that was going to happen too. But, you know. Oh, it don't even look like nothing. I think I just scooted it. Just scratched it. Oh well, the lower radiator support needs replaced anyways. It's got some rusted sheet metal. I sprayed it with some rust converter just to, you know, save it for the time being. So good. I mean, it feels good, no weird bucking or figure out how to maneuver the yard. It's bottomed out. For one of my favorite parts of the video, we have something new. From this. Well, it's cool. I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't give me as much room in here. The last one, it's a little bit closer. So I don't know. We may switch back to that style of wheel. We'll find something else that we can put this in for sure. I'm just not know how I feel about it right now. I'm going to just go ahead and do some test driving now, see if we can make sure everything's alright and functioning correctly, then we can go from there, because I'd rather know if it's good now before I go on this big trip. So if you guys like what you see, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe down below. Stay tuned for our next video.